Dear viewers, welcome back to your favorite channel. Like you know, I have tried my best to give you information, and most of the time we used to gather these evidences as they come and I could provide them to you. I've received numerous emails about people giving up, but let us not give up. We still have a lot of things to do. Because, like keeping the government in check, that is one of the roles that we must do. We must ensure that the policies or the manifestos which Kenya Kwanza told us are implemented, and it's our duty to always express our concerns on this channel. So there is still a lot of work to be done. We must always keep you posted as promised initially. So the election has ended. The verdict was given by the Supreme Court. I personally do not agree with that verdict, but I have to accept the verdict regardless, because Supreme Court is the last option that Azimio One Kenya Alliance would have had. The other option would have been streets, but as a country, we moved away from the era of streets. So now this time round, we have to rely on the courts, but the courts have made a unanimous decision to uphold William Samoei Ruto's win, and William Samoei Ruto is now the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. Many of us wouldn't have wanted that to be the scenario, but it is the scenario right now, ladies and gentlemen. And so perhaps that is why there was a post from Standard Digital, and this post, I'd like to read it to you because it got a sharp response from Martha KARUA. So this is what the post said. It's a Twitter post. So Raila Odinga's running mate in the August 9 2022 presidential election, Martha KARUA, has conceded losing to William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. That was a post that was posted around 5:39 p.m. on the 5th of September 2022. But in a quick rejoinder, Martha KARUA responded, "Shame on you for false reporting. Respecting court ruling is not same as conceding. I state clearly that I disagree with court's finding." That is from Martha KARUA. But that was in a response to what Standard Digital posted. Then there is a letter from Wiper Democratic Movement. By the Wiper Democratic Movement, one of the affiliate parties of Azimio One Kenya Alliance. And this is how the letter reads. Supreme Court RIF is Supreme Court ruling. So, fellow Kenyans, following the decision of the Supreme Court on the presidential election held on August 9th, 2022, I'd like to state that even though I do not agree with its findings, I respect the decision of the court. The cause for justice and the fight for democracy in our nation remains a continuous journey and process. It is absurd and indeed disturbing that core evidence and pertinent issues raised by our lawyers as to the handling of our elections have been rubbished and deemed fabricated by the Supreme Court. The letter goes further and says, "This is a sad day for many Kenyans, but it does not mean that the fight for a free and fair election is over. Kenyans are resilient people, and although divided, right in the middle, owing to the right contest, or owing to the tight contest, by God's grace, we shall prevail. God bless Kenya. His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, EGH, SCS." That is a letter from Kalonzo Musyoka. Initially, I read a tweet from Martha KARUA that was responding to Standard Digital, where Standard Digital posted something that Martha KARUA had conceded defeat. But then in a quick rejoinder, Martha KARUA came back and said, and maybe told Standard Digital, "Shame on you that I did not post that." So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that from the two leaders, from the tweets of the two leaders, it is apparent that they are saying they do not agree with the ruling, but they have to accept it because that is the reality. I also, in this channel, would like to say that I do not agree with the ruling, but I have to accept the verdict regardless. So that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I have received emails from many audiences, some telling me that maybe some of the information we used to supply were not factual. But I'd like to tell you this. Azimio One Kenya Alliance had a case to prosecute, but the mere fact that they could not be allowed to access the main server that had the algorithm, it was not easy for them to prosecute their case. So perhaps that's why it was very hard for them to now defend their point. So the judges couldn't have given them credit for how, or given them a win, because they didn't know how, they didn't have a way to prosecute their case, because the main reason why they were confident about the system was if they had seen the algorithm, because they were suspicion about conversion of documents. But then again, you need to see the algorithm in place for you to identify those loopholes in that system. But because they could not be allowed to go beyond the only one server that they were allowed to access, it was not easy for them to prosecute their case. So you saw even Julia Soweto doing a live presentation of a form that was in IEBC portal, but that again was rubbished. We work towards giving you information, and like I said, and I keep on saying, the work has just begun, because there is checks and balances to be done. We need to still get more information and be providing to our audiences. We need to keep the Kenya Kwanza government on check. The manifestos, you remember about the free internet, the mamambogas and the border borders, all these things, we must keep them, we must check them, and we have to be providing you with information, because we also see there is likely to be some power wrangles in the Kenya Kwanza alliance between Mudavadi and Rigathi Gachagua. But we don't want to preempt, but there is something that is looming, a major problem, but that will come later. So for now, I'd like to ask you to please bear with us, and please keep sharing our channel widely, and stay safe, stay blessed until we meet again for more analysis. Bye bye.